Hi, welcome to product review by watthour. In this video we are going to do the review of this HIDANCE T18 battery capacity monitor and protection device that you can monitor the capacity and charge and set some parameters for protection. Also you can monitor it using your Android phone or Apple iPhones. Battery capacity tester and monitor. We're going to have a look at this and explain all the features of this. I'm going to test it with connecting it to different source as an input and also connecting different source as an output, different phones, batteries and battery bank. And I'm going to show you how to display all the values and reset them using your mobile device via Bluetooth. I'm going to show you that this can be used to monitor charging 18650 or other lithium batteries, either 1 cell, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to show you how to access and do all these settings on this back end by visiting our website watthour.ca. When you purchase it, they will ship it in this fancy box, which is very good, and it has been protected. And this, I don't know if this should have been metal or not, but this cushions are good for transportation, so that's nice. And this manual QR code that you can scan. This is the official HIDANCE store on AliExpress. I have no affiliation with them. I just purchased it for this amount, and it was received around 30 days, something like that, in Canada. So this is sold with some load as well, so you can connect directly the load with this cable. But I purchased this one because I already have different types of load. I purchased it with this USB, with alligator, and then USB. So one is male, one is female, so one can be connected on this side and the other can be connected on here. So I can connect this to lithium battery or any other power devices and power it up and monitor the amount of energy, voltage, current, and many other parameters. So what is this device and why we need them? This T18. This T18 will help you to understand the capacity of your phone. As the time passes, the phone's battery capacity is reduced, or you have any other devices that has battery. With this one you can fill it up, and once you charge it, it shows exactly how much energy have been poured in terms of watt hour or milliampere hour. So you know the capacity of your the battery. Or if you have a battery, something like this, battery bank or something, you can connect the charger at this point. You can connect it to the charger, to the battery bank, and from here it has two output. Either you can connect from USB-C or from this USB 3 quick charge compliance, so you can charge very quickly and also monitor the capacity. That's the first thing. So you can set the charge time and it will turn off after that amount of time. You can put hour, minute, whatever you want. And over current protection, so you can set the current, anything above that current will not be allowed to go. And in terms of voltage, if you're charging lithium battery, it will also protect it. Voltage protection, if the voltage goes below certain value at the input, also it will turn off. Right now it is 0, which means if the input is 0, it will turn off. Otherwise it will not turn off. But you can set that to keep certain batteries below, not below certain value, and protect your devices. So up to 32 volts can be connected to the input and to the output. Up to 7 lithium batteries, because this can supply up to 32 volts at the output. So it's not just 5 volts, you can connect at the input. We have USB connector here. It has been colored blue, which is USB 3, and also the output is also USB 3. We have here two LEDs. These LEDs are for Bluetooth, and when it is not connected it will blink, you see. And here we have micro USB connector. This is just to power this if you don't want to use the power from here, because whatever you connect here, this will not be counted towards the energy that you're receiving or displaying or monitoring. So this is just a power supply. Here it says power supply. And here we have input. So this is input and output via USB, both of these. And then we have input here, USB-C and micro USB. So you can connect the power source from a charger through this and get outputted from here or from here. For example, you have USB-C and you want to charge something with USB-C and monitor the energy. You can do so, or you can connect it via micro USB here and connect your charger here for your phone, so you can monitor the amount of energy. But this is just power, or you can connect it directly here, and from here you can get out from here or here. So we have two output only here. Keep that in mind, that we have USB-C and actual USB output. And we have these two buttons. This is labeled as M, which you change the settings, and OK. This M is also negative and this is positive. So once the value is blinking, then you can press this negative and positive to change the value, which I'm going to show you. Length of the device is 52 millimeters by 34.2 millimeters. With the screw, 13.9 millimeters. And if you're interested in weight, it weighs 26.2 grams. When you press only once, it just goes to the other screen, which shows all these values. As you can see, the top is on the other side. Now to rotate this, on this screen, just press the M, this button. It will rotate counterclockwise 90 degrees, and press it one more time if you want it this way. From this screen, when you see the large values, if you press it, it goes to power save mode, so the screen is turned off and everything works, except it doesn't show. But if I press it again, it shows with the detail screen. Now detail screen is this way, but the other one was on the other side, so you can press this button here to rotate this detail screen. It goes clockwise and then it comes back. As you can see, this can go either this way or that way because of the content that we have. So for that reason, I have to press this button now, go to this screen, and then rotate it by pressing it once and one more time and once again. Now the value are displayed properly, so you can go to power save mode and then detail and this screen. On this screen we can see the voltage, the current, the amount of power, which is the product of these two values, and the last one is the resistance. When you have the current, then the resistance will be calculated by Ohm's law. It shows 999. It wants to show unlimited because the resistor will be infinity. Now I'm connecting a load, and as you can see, now this R is equal V over I. V, 5 divided by 0.9 is 5 ohm. That's why it calculates the resistance here. Now let me explain all the features that you see here on the screen. This is showing the input voltage from the charger or from battery bank that you have. This is showing the amount of current that is being sent either from here or if you use this USB-C. And this is the product of these two values. This voltage times this current is the power. So this is 6.683 watt at the moment. This is the full cutoff power option. When this power is less than 1 watt for 20 minutes, then it will turn off. You can set the amount of watt and you can set the amount of time for this full cutoff power option. This one is charge time or TC. This is currently off. You can set for example 5 hours or maybe 30 minutes, whatever amount of time you want. After that it will turn off. So you are powering up something or charging something, you can turn it off. These three are the main important one for this is over current protection. Right now it says when the current is greater than 5 ampere it will turn off or protect. Over voltage, when the voltage is above 30 volts it will turn off, which I'm going to demonstrate all of those. And low voltage protection when the voltage is below certain value. Right now it is set to 0, but if the voltage is less than the value that you set here, it will turn it off. This is the amount of energy that is being poured to the device that is connected in milliampere hour. So this is the capacity unit, and this is the amount of energy that is watt hour. For example, right now it is 0.26 watt hour energy have been poured. So either unit or capacity that you want. This is the time from the time that the device has been started and has not been resetted. So 1, 2, 3 value, this watt hour, milliampere hour, and the time can be resetted. This temperature, it needs temperature sensor, which I have not purchased it. If you want to monitor some temperature, it will show also the temperature. These two value here, D0, D1, these are for quick charging purpose. It shows the status of the quick charging. D minus and D plus are the signal plus and minus that the signal goes through. But when you're doing charge and discharge, that's a VCC and ground. So these will communicate when you have quick charge, or the data goes in between. When the device communicates, you will see right now that this is 0.8 or 9 and this is 2.7 because this is quick charge. You will see the different value. And otherwise, you will see only one value on the plus, and the other will be always 0, so it's not quick charge. And here, as you can see, we have some values here, 1060 milliampere hour and time and everything. And let's disconnect it. It is now off. Let's turn it on. And as you can see, it has kept the value, so they have not been resetted when you disconnect it from power. Now let me show you how we can set all the features. So I'm pressing this push button, the M, continuously for a longer period until it blinks. So I'm holding it, it blinks. Now I can change it with these two push buttons, up and down, on and off, or change the value. Some values will increase or decrease, but now it's off. I can press and hold this. It will be saved OK, and if you hold it further, it goes to the next one. That's a power. I can change it 1 or 2, and then hold it again, so it goes to the next one. If you don't want to change it, just hold this again, and it goes to the next one, and then goes to the next one, goes to the next one. For all of these, you can change the value, which I'm going to demonstrate it. And if I hold it now after change, it shows OK, and then it goes to the next one, and it comes for the energy. The same way you can just press and it will be resetted. And the next one also can be resetted, just pressing the button, it will reset it. Hold it, it will be saved. And you can reset the time now by pressing that button. And if I hold it, press OK, it will return back to the top, and it cycles like that. So let me show you the options for another backend screen. For the backend screen, first press this M, hold it, and then connect it to the power, and you will see this screen. On this screen, we have, they call it these items, item number 1 or column, and this is for English and Chinese, so you can select it with this. As you can see, you go to the next one, this one, so it will scroll down with this OK, and it goes up to 9. And default setting is in here. When I press it back, it doesn't go, so with this one you can go back. And when you're on any item that is blue, just hold this until it blinks, and then you can change it to Chinese. For example, if I press and leave it, everything should get to Chinese. To bring it back to English, just press and hold, and it blinks. Press the other button to bring it here, just wait. Or we can also press it for a few seconds, but I'm just waiting. Now This line says no load, reset voltage and current. The voltage and current, when there is no load or current, it should show 0. And if you want to reset it, and if it is for some reason showing some value, so I'm pressing the second push button to come here and then hold this until you see OK. Now it has been resetted. After that, if we go to the next one, here it reads the input voltage. This input is now 11.12 and it says reference 10 volts. So we can have our input set to 10 volts, making sure we don't read this, we read our own meter. To calibrate the input voltage, I've connected the same input here, we are reading it. So it's 10 volts, 9.97, so 9 volts and 97, and as you can see here, it refers to 10 volts. So to reset it and tell that this is at 10 volts, we press the button until it comes here and then hold this M, this side, for a few seconds. And now that is treated as 10 volts, and you can see it's reading it at 10 volts. Now if I exit and connect, it's reading it at 10 volts. Now I have connected it via USB-C input, and input is 5 volts. As you can see, we can see the 5 volts. It is 2 ampere. Let me turn it on. Now 2 ampere is being drawn, and as you can see, it shows 2.017. And because this is 2 ampere, we can calibrate this and set it properly. M and then connect. And as you can see here, it shows 2.017. With the K, go down, and when you reach the current here, just press and hold this. OK, and now it is treated as 2 ampere. And now it has been calibrated to show proper 2 ampere. And if you want to be able to read those texts, I realized that we can just remove this plastic. Here it has 3 inputs. This is the input, USB 3 input, and then we have USB-C input from this side, and then micro USB. So these are the main 3 input, but this is the power input. When you connect it from here, you cannot output. It's just to power this module up. And for the output, you have only 2 options, either connected via this USB connector here or USB-C, and then charge your devices or power them up. So here is how you use this. You will put this between your phone and your charger. For example, this is your charger, it goes to the wall, and then you plug this in here, and then for your phone, and this is the cable for the phone, so you will connect it like this, and as the charge goes to your phone, you will continuously monitor and see the status of charge, the voltage, the current, the power, and milliampere hour energy that has been poured into the battery. Or you can, if you are using a battery bank on your travel or somewhere, you can plug it in like that, and as the phone charges, you will see here the current, voltage, and amount of energy, or if you can press it, it can show you in a larger size. So this is how you use it. And because it has, now it has 2 output here. It has one USB-C output, so you can connect your USB-C cables that you have to the phone, or you can connect it to this USB 3 port. But also, not only here, you can also power it from USB-C from outside, or you can power it up from this micro USB. So it can be powered from these 2 ports. And then from wall outlet connected to this input. These 2 are the input, USB-C and micro USB. And it shows the status of the voltage input, and then you can plug this in and connect it to your phone. And now the battery will be charged, and also you will see the status of the current and charge that goes to the your device. Or for example, we are connecting, if your charger has USB-C, plug this to the wall. You can plug it into the USB-C. This is the input. So now this is turned on, and then you can charge your phone either from USB-C or this USB 3. Phone is now connected and being charged. USB-C is now entering and exits this way. You can also monitor the charge of the battery for the iPhone. Let me just test it here. I'm connecting it to this battery bank, and this cable is now connected to iPhone, and as you can see, it shows now the charge communicating 1.5, 1.6. That's quick charge. Or you can connect it using this provided alligator to USB. I've connected now to my power supply, and I can connect it to this, and as you can see, it shows 9 volts. I can go up to 32 volts to an input and connect this here, and then this can be connected to your lithium battery or any other device that can work with this voltage. Now this is a warning. When you're connecting it using this alligator, make sure to connect this alligator connector here so you do not make mistake. If you connect your phone in here, the phone will die. So very important. And here I've connected a resistor that is drawing at 32 volts, 3.8 ampere. So output is now 32 volts. Here, as you can see, 3.7. This portion just got melted because it was too much for this resistor. This is a 550 watt. Let me put it on these two. It shows 227 degrees Celsius. Woo. So this shows 26 degrees Celsius. When you're connecting it with external alligator and this USB, if you reduce the voltage, let me show you. If you go below 4, you see, pay attention, it is dim now, and it will turn off fully. Now it's around 3 volts, so you can connect using external. This is just for power supply. This will not charge the phone or battery. So you can connect it here, and you can see we are able to read the voltage even if I reduce the voltage. Now I've reduced the voltage to 2 volts, and if I connect this 10 ohm resistor here, it draws some current. Let's check the resistance. Press it, and as you can see, it shows 10 ohm. Let's reduce the voltage further and see if it shows 10 ohm and it draws proper current. .9, and as you can see, it shows immediately 188 because it's just fluctuating, turning on and off. So at 2 volts it works and above. So minimum is 2 volts if you supply external power, and it shows 10 ohm. Resistor is now drawing this 250 milliampere current from here. Let me demonstrate the protections that this device has. For example, over current protection. Now over current protection is set to 5 volts. Let's reduce it so I can demonstrate it. I'm holding this button here. I'm holding this M and until this blinks, and then it goes to the next one, then to this one, then to this time, and then here. Now let's reduce it with minus. So I just made it 1 and just wait, it will be saved. And now I'm connecting a USB that takes more load. And as soon as it's over current, so it says it has been disconnected, and you see here OC, the reason. And once you disconnect the load or something, just press any button, it returns and it measures again. It's 1.4 and it does it until you disconnect the load or whatever you have, and then press this, so it will return. And now let me show you this over voltage protection. Right now it's set to 34. Now the voltage is 20, let's make it 25. So press and hold until the blinking comes here. So it's here, and then here, current, and then voltage. Now reduce it to 25. So I set it to 25 and wait. Now, because this 20 is outputted, you want to protect the output. Nothing should be allowed above 25. As soon as I increase the voltage, pay attention, I'm increasing it. So, and it has turned off the output, and you see here OV, over voltage protection. Once the voltage is reduced, just click, and as you see, because it is now under that value, now it allows. Let's set this to 10. Press and hold, and the blinking comes until it reaches to the voltage and low voltage. Now we are here, so let's increase it to 10 and wait. Now it should automatically. Now I'm reducing the voltage. So pay attention, now it's 11. I will reduce it below 10. Now it's 7. So low voltage protection, low -V. It will not allow anything below 10. Now I increase the voltage, so it is working. These were all the protection, but you can also protect it with a charge time, this TC. So you can say the battery should be charged only for 5 minutes, and it will do it. Or the other protection is when the charge is less than 1 watt, the total energy, this line, for 17 minutes, it will turn off. Return back everything to normal. Let's do the factory reset. Press and hold this and connect the power, and you will see this screen. Just go down until you see the next screen, and this screen come here, and then hold this. It says OK, default setting. Now let's disconnect it and connect it. So first default setting, the face is down. Let's rotate it, and the brightness is low. Let me increase the brightness first. The brightness is 5. I want to make it 10. For this video, so, and then hold it, so it's saved. Done. Exit. And now, as you can see, the voltage have been set. The current is 5 volts. The low power protection, 20 minutes. And this TC is off, which means it's unlimited, so you can continuously do the time charge, so there is no time charge limit. And all the values have been reset, including the low voltage protection. Goes to the next one, just hold it, it goes to the next one, on, and here, let's change it to on. And when you change it to on, then you can change, then you can hold this and go, that's the hour. Now I've connected it, I've zoomed in so you can see the text battery bank that I have. And let's charge this phone now. I'm connecting it to the USB. And here the phone is on and it shows charging 12%, so the voltage of the phone is very low. And this is now 988 milliampere that goes to the phone. This is the power about 5, because if you multiply voltage, this voltage times current, that's the product is in watt. 5 watts is being drawn from this. And amount of energy so far have been deposited. If you reset it, it would have been 21 milliampere hour. It has USB-C connector. This is a Samsung phone. It shows charging 22%. Connected to this input of USB-C. And charge a phone. Let's see. And now it's quick charge have been activated, we know. Very fast, 1.9. Now let's see if we can charge this battery and monitor the capacity, amount of energy that we pour here, so we can monitor it. Let's see. I've connected my input coming and passing through this current meter, so I can show you the current, and it's coming here. At the moment I've connected nothing, and it shows 14 milliampere because of this. And if I wake this up by pressing this button, as you can see, it increased to 18 or something, because when it goes to dim, it is being reduced. And input voltage is 4.2 volts. So now keep that in mind, that before it comes here, you have to have a constant current. Set the current to whatever maximum you want, and I've set the current now 2 ampere, so this will never allow more than 2 ampere coming to this. And I've set also the voltage 4.2 volts, which is for this lithium battery. Now let me connect it, positive, negative to negative, positive to positive, and here you will read the voltage and current, and let's see. And as you can see, it allows 2.2 ampere, because I have to limit it now. Yes, so the current is now 2. If I increase the size so you can see it, as you can see, we can monitor this screen, and in here I can see it that it shows 30 milliampere hour so far have been poured into this, or 0.13 watt hour here. And when there is no communication, keep that in mind, that these two are always identical. Half of whatever voltage we have here divided by 2, it will be displayed here. So we can charge a single cell, and because I've set the maximum voltage 4.2, this battery will be filled up. When it reaches at 4.2, the current will be 0. Now let's see if we can charge 4 cells, the same way you can do it for 2, 3, but because I have already prepared 4 cells, let's see for 4 cells. For these 4 cells, according to the datasheet, maximum voltage is 4.2 volts. 4 times 4.2, we can set this 16.8 volts, the input voltage. input voltage is 16.8 volts, and then you have to decide amount of current. You have to limit it from your power supply, which has constant current, because this cannot limit. So it allows up to 5 ampere. After that, it will shut it down. So I will set the current for 2 ampere for the input, and let's test it. And here I have wires prepared, connecting negative to negative, and then positive to positive. And as you can see, now this is 16.6, and the current is 700 milliampere pouring to this, or 11.8 watt. And as this current, this voltage increases towards 16.8, this voltage, this current will be 0. Now I'm connecting this to a load, this point, and here is my load, and as you can see, the same input is being outputted here with a very little drop. This is 24.3 and this is 24.25. And let me select it as 1 ampere, and you see here 1 ampere, and OK. So now this can monitor the capacity even with 24 volts output. As you can see, 1 ampere, 1 times 24, it can handle 24 volts. And we can read the current, the power, and the voltage. If I press this, you will see it larger. And this is the exact value that we are reading here. Now I have connected it via USB-C input, and input is 5 volts. As you can see, we can see the 5 volts. It is 2 ampere. Let me turn it on. Now 2 ampere is being drawn, and as you can see, it shows 2.017. Now I'm connecting this battery bank. And now 2 ampere. This can allow more, this battery bank that I have. Let's go and make it 3 ampere. Let's see if it allows. So 3 ampere is being drawn, which means the device can handle 3 ampere charge. They say it can handle up to 5. Now it's 3 ampere and it will go again. 3 ampere is allowed, but more than that is not allowed from this device. I've connected it through, I've connected this input through this to a 5 volts power supply, as you can see. And now let's connect this to a phone, mobile phone. Let me connect it. Yes. And as you can see, the input current shows to be 460, but here it shows 450 at the output. So this is now the efficiency. Now let me use this USB-C connector with this Samsung phone. So it says charge connected. Okay. Again, we are getting only 500 milliampere here, not more. And here I've connected it via USB-C from this port, and as you can see, it consumes 25 milliampere continuously without any load. Let me connect the phone. When you connect via USB-C, this is the voltage that we have, and 478 milliampere is the input, and the output is 449 or 450. And here is the efficiency. Now let me connect it via micro USB. Powered up. And let's connect the phone. So from micro USB, the current has been dropped. The same phone, same wire. I've connected the same phone, same wire at the same time. And let me put the USB-C. And as you can see, same wire, everything the same. The current has increased. So via USB-C, it can charge almost twice. Now let's start using the app. We have to get this app, eMeter. It's just for Android. Let's try here eTest. And here is eTest, and you can install by Jack Tang. So I'm opening it. It allows for location. So this is English, this is Chinese. You can select the language English. And let's go for setup. So first, let's go to the settings. Go to your apps and find eTest. And here you have to see the permission, location and storage. If not, you can select location and storage. So make sure these two are selected. Now go back to settings, go to Bluetooth, and here make sure your Bluetooth is on, and here pair, make sure it is turned on. Let's pair new device. So BLE. Now it shows Bluetooth have been connected. And here, my location is off. They want to collect your location. And now when I come here, after it checked the location, you see all of this, and I don't see my device here. And then here, and then forget. We remove BLE, pair new device, and this time I'm going to select the other one, SSP, and still it shows connected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. It says connected. I have no idea what it means, but let's go here. And here we see it. Now we see it. So this is selected. Now it came with some kind of message, and the device is connected. As you can see, we are reading the voltage, we are reading the current 1.49, and here is a graph and amount of energy. So this is the energy. If you want to reset it, enter, and it will be resetted. The capacity, sorry. And if you want to reset the energy, it says electricity, because they use Google Translate, and that's what they get the wrong meaning. So reset. So this way we can reset that. Time record, you can reset the time as well. Let's see what does setup do. Nothing. Enter, nothing. What does this do? Except seeing all this. And this is the current axis, this is the voltage axis. You can see the voltage, the current voltage that we have here, this voltage. this voltage and the current and power, and you don't see the resistance, the last value that you have here, but we see also the capacitance, all those values that are shown small. If you want to remove any item, just uncheck it, it will be removed. The other options that you see will not work, only I can switch it to Chinese and back to English. For iPhone, there is also app available, but we have to type e_test, and here we got this one. Let's install it. Let's open it. Accessory, okay, and let's change the language to English. Let me turn this on. Now the device is on. This LED is now blinking, which means it's waiting. Let's go to, and here it found one, select. As soon as I select it, it is connected now, and we are reading the same exact voltage that we have here. Amazing, it was much better than Android. Let me connect a phone for charging. So 1.3, and let's see, it shows the current here, and the current graph is also being displayed. We can expand like that. So if you want power or just voltage or current, you can do so, and the USB D plus, D minus, all the values. So here we can reset the capacity value, enter G if you're tracking it, and as soon as I do it, pay attention here that energy also is 0.47. Reset it here and also reset it. Here is the conclusion. If you want to know the capacity of the battery of your phone or whatever device that you're charging, and if you want to monitor everything and set the limit for certain value, this is amazing device. This is very nice, and also the Bluetooth. All these settings, everything works except the setup that we have, and I have no idea what it does, and I don't see any options, plus, minus. So thank you for watching a video from Watt Hour. If you learned something and found this useful, please thumb up, as this will help my video in the search algorithm of YouTube. If you have comment or question, please post it at the comment section below. I try to answer and reply. And don't forget to subscribe so you get updates of my upcoming videos.